All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a nickname, a political strategy, and a polling number that is, wow, an absolute bombshell. Today, we are breaking down Don Lemon's take on Pete Buttigieg and what he calls the problem with Mayo Pete. Oh, and hey, before we really dive in, you know what to do. If you like these kinds of fast, to-the-point explainers, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. It seriously helps. Okay, let's do this. So, first things first, where in the world did this all come from? Well, it started with a nickname that's been sticking to Pete Buttigieg for years now, Mayo Pete. But what does it even mean? And more importantly, why does it matter? Okay, so according to the source, this term first popped up on Black Twitter way back in 2019. Think of it as shorthand, a critique of a political style seen as, well, bland, as mayonnaise on white bread. You know, too timid, way too managerial, and just kind of flavorless. And this quote right here from Don Lemon, it just nails the whole issue. He argues that this isn't just some random online insult. Nope. A nickname like this is basically a political judgment call, and it points to a much, much deeper problem with Buttigieg's whole strategy. Which brings us to strategy. Because according to Lemon, the whole Mayo label sticks for one big reason. Buttigieg has chosen to play it dangerously safe. I mean, remember back in the 2020 primary, Buttigieg had this insurgent spark, right? But now, the perception is that he's so polished, so consultant-driven, that his answers just sound completely scrubbed and staged. It's all shine, but maybe not enough substance. So if you're playing it that safe, it leads to some, let's just say, interesting media choices. But are they the right ones to actually build a winning coalition? Well, Lemon points out that his advisors are booking him on manosphere podcasts and super-friendly liberal streams. The problem, these appearances might look brave, but he's either preaching to the choir or talking to people who are never going to vote for him anyway. It doesn't build any new, real support. Instead, the argument goes, real courage would be showing up where you actually have to earn trust. We're talking about community radio, local barbershops, niche Black media outlets, places you can't just check off some consultant's to-do list. Okay, so we've talked about the strategy, the vibe, the appearances, but you gotta wonder, does any of this actually hurt him? Well, this is where things get really dramatic. The data is, let's just say it's stark. So with all this careful polish, all this safe positioning, you have to ask the big question, is any of it actually connecting with the voters that he desperately needs on his side? An Emerson College national poll from June 2025 asked Black respondents who they'd back for the Democratic nomination, and his number, it wasn't just low. It was 0. Let that sink in for a second. Not a single Black respondent in this entire poll backed him. 0%. And as Don Lemon puts it, that is not a data point, it is an alarm bell. That is a massive, flashing red light on the dashboard of his entire political career, basically screaming that the current strategy is a total failure with a key group of voters. So, what's the alternative? To really get what Buttigieg might be missing, Lemon contrasts his savior style with the fighter approach of another big-name Democrat, Gavin Newsom. Just look at this contrast. When Pete faces some backlash, his response is described as calibrated and safe. When Newsom made a mistake, he pivoted fast, he embraced the fight, and he named a common enemy. The lesson here? Maybe voters actually prefer a flawed fighter over a perfectly polished savior. So, if the diagnosis is a lack of flavor, what's the cure? Well, Lemon lays out a pretty clear path for what he calls getting some seasoning. Lemon's prescription basically boils down to 4 things. 1, be real, not something cooked up in a lab. 2, take some real risks, because that's what presidents do. 3, endure the storm, show people you can actually fight for them. And finally, number 4, ditch the perfection, because too much polish can start to look like you're hiding something. And here is the bottom line. The reason this all matters so much. This isn't just about style points. This is about cold, hard political reality. The math is simple. No Democratic candidate can win the presidency without massive, enthusiastic support from Black voters. Period. It's a non-negotiable. Which leaves us with the million-dollar question. This is the whole challenge for Buttigieg and his entire political future. Can the candidate nicknamed for being bland find the political seasoning he needs to win? Can Mayo Pete finally find his flavor? So what do you think? Is this critique fair? Is Buttigieg's strategy totally doomed? Or is it just a matter of time before it starts working? Let me know your take down in the comments. I read them all. And that is our breakdown. If you found this useful, hit that like button and definitely subscribe for more explainers that get right to the point. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.